The Jordan River is a river in the Levant. It is one of the most important shared Arab rivers in the Middle East. Its length is about 251 km and the length of its plain is about 360 km. It consists of the confluence of the three tributaries: the Banias River coming from Syria, the Jourdan River coming from northern Palestine, and the Hasbani River coming from Lebanon, which collectively make up the Upper Jordan River. The Upper Jordan River passes through Lake Hola in Lebanon, then flows into Lake Tiberias, and when it exits Lake Tiberias, the Lower Jordan River flows into it. The Jordan River is the only and permanent source of surface water in the West Bank and Palestine in general, and its waters flow from the far north at an altitude of 2,200 meters above sea level down to the Dead Sea at an altitude of about 350 meters below sea level. The waters of the Jordan River are shared by 5 countries: Palestine, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Israel, which exploit most of its waters. The Jordan River, as it's known from the eastern border of the West Bank with Jordan. The length of this river in straight line is about 140 kilometers, while its real length with its various meanders is about 350 kilometers, while the total area of its basin of about 43,500 kilometers, of which 12,000 kilometers are located in Palestine and the rest is in Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. The importance of this river is due not only to its geographical nature, but also to the historical and religious dimension that it has played over the years. Where this river is considered sacred by the Jewish and the Samaritans for the crossing of the children of Israel through it to the Promised Land, and among the Christians because John the Baptist baptized Jesus of Nazareth in its waters. The Jordan River is famous of its unique geographical characteristic and the historical and spiritual connection to its location with many events. The Jordan River flows in an area called the Jordan Valley, which is part of the Great Rift Valley, which extends from the continent of Asia to the continent of Africa, and it's characterized by the surrounding heights. On both sides, many bridges were built over the Jordan River, especially in the area before its mouth in the Sea, in order to facilitate the transit movement between its two sides. The word Jordan in ancient Hindi means the internal river Yurdnan, where Yor means year and Don means river. In the Semitic languages, the word Jordan is derived from the root to descend and means the stream that descends rapidly, a name that accurately describes the Jordan River, especially in the upper region above the Sea of Galilee. There is another name for the Jordan River in the Arabic language, which is the river of Sharia, place of watering, and sometimes it is called the Great Sharia. The oldest reference to the name of the Jordan River is found in the Egyptian records of the 19th dynasty, which documented the river under the name Œrdunn, which is similar to the Canaanite name Yarden. It seems that the best etymological analysis of the name Ardun is it's of Aramaic origin, meaning to descend according to its steep course from the high altitudes in the Lebanon mountains to the abyssal depression at Dead Sea in a relatively short distance. This word Yarden is used in several Afro-Asiatic languages such as Aramaic and Hebrew. Historically, this river follows the lands of Canaan and Palestine, which included the lands around the two banks of the river. Some historians have believed that groups of Macedonians and Hittites coexisted around this river after they migrated from the southwest of Asia Minor and from Thessaly before the Hellenistic era and gave the river its name. The Roman historian Tacitus, 55 and 120, said that Sheikh mountain in the Golan in Syria is the father of the Jordan River, which feeds it, near the Syrian town of Banias. As for the map of Madaba, which dates back to the 6th century, it push out the Jordan River, which was down by the mosaic, as well as two equipments to cross the river, one of them at the mouth of the Zarqa torrent. Demarcation of the border in March 1921, Britain declared the Jordan River is a boundary between the territories of the Emirates of Transjordan and the Mandate of Palestine, which was under British auspices by order of the League of Nations. Today, the river separates Jordan and Palestine in the Basin area, and Jordan and the West Bank to the south. There are two bridges used as international crossings: the Sheikh Hussein Bridge near Bisan and the King Hussein Bridge, or the Albany Bridge, which is a crossing subject to triple monitoring by Jordan, the Palestinian National Authority, and Israel. 19th century. The waters of the Jordan River were the largest source of water for Israel until the first decade of the 21st century, whereas the Israeli government acquires the share of Jordan and the Palestinians recently. However, desalination of marine waters from the Mediterranean has assumed this role. The Israeli National Kenneret project, which was completed in 1964, transported water from Lake Tiberias to the Palestinian coastal plain for more than 4 decades, until prolonged drought led to the abandonment of the solution in favor of desalination. Jordan received 50 million cubic meters of river water, an amount regulated by the 1994 peace treaty with Israel. In the past, the Jordan River was one of Jordan's main water resources, with a water flow of more than 1 billion cubic meters per year. But after Israel established the Israeli Diagonal Carrier in 1953 and diverted water from the Sea of Galilee to the Palestinian coastal plains and southern desert, the flow of the lower Jordan River declined significantly. The 50 million cubic meters Israel gave from Lake Tiberias as part of the 1994 peace agreement was intended to compensate for this loss. A 2010 study found that the lower Jordan River had been reduced to 2% of its historical flow. Water quality has also deteriorated sharply, with high levels of salinity and pollution from agricultural fertilizers and untreated water upstream in Israel and the West Bank. The conflict over the waters of the Jordan River was a contributing factor in the Six-Day War when, beginning in 1965, Syria attempted to divert some of its sources in cooperation with Lebanon and Jordan. In Israel, about 11%. Wikitube, the first audiovisual encyclopedia in the English version.